pay attention to your thoughts, because your thoughts control your emotions. Your emotions dictate your actions, and your actions create your future and your reality. So I want you to remember that your healing depends on what you're feeding your mind. And if you keep replaying the old memories, stalking their social media, drowning in the sad songs, your brain will stay stuck in the heartbreak. And I'm pretty sure that's not what you want. I don't want that for you, and I'm sure you don't want that for yourself. But if you start feeding your thoughts differently, your mind will actually start to heal. And that's what we're here to do today.
Remember that you don't have to change the world. Just don't leave it the same. So live fully, love deeply, and laugh hard.
And listen to this truth. Your brain is like a garden. So if you plant an apple seed, don't be surprised when you have an apple tree. If you plant a coconut seed, don't be surprised when you have a coconut tree. But if you plant poison ivy, don't be surprised why you have poison ivy plants infested in your garden. Your brain is like a soil. Whatever seeds you plant, negative or positive, hope or hopelessness, it will grow. And you know why no contact might feel a little bit harder for you? It's because you cut off one of your main supplies or input, which is them. And if you don't replace that void with something positive, your mind will fill the silence with the memories, with the rumination of the thoughts. And it'll make your experience that much more heavy and nearly unbearable. So this is what I want you to shift. Healing means choosing what to feed your mind, not allowing your mind to feed itself. Ooh, I know you hear me, but are you listening? And I'm telling you, being part of the healing community would absolutely help you shift what you're feeding your mind, giving you tools, resources, and direct access to me, weekly group Zoom calls, and messaging me every day if you'd like. I'm telling you, the 7-day free trial at the very least is worth checking out. Link is in the description. But regardless, shifting your mind, right? Healing means choosing what you feed your mind, not allowing your mind to feed yourself, like I'm going to reiterate. So instead of playing like the breakup playlist, right? Start playing uplifting worship music, right? So simple, so small. But how many times do we sit there? I'm guilty of this myself. I'm not going to act like I'm Mr. Perfect. How many times do we sit there and play Drake, old Drake, like Marvin's Room type of Drake? How many times do we play the sad songs, right? Giveon, Heartbreak Anniversary, name it, whatever. How many times do we sit there and play the sad songs and place ourselves in that sadness loop? How many times? When instead, it would be a little bit harder, but more healing to start playing that worship music to feed your mind, right? Instead of scrolling their social media or scrolling the algorithm and heartbreak stuff that reinforces your pain, reading books that uplift you, listening to podcasts that give you learning tools and resources to heal you. For example, the Pieces to Peace podcast, my podcast, gives you tools and resources to help you through this type of season, not only just with heartbreak, but in overall just bettering yourself as a human being. Reading scripture, doing that instead. So it's not a matter of cutting off the dopamine supply, like we've talked about in previous episodes. It's a matter of replacing it. So instead of replaying the fights, how about you repeat affirmations of who you're becoming? Speak life into yourself, right? So first step is being aware of where does your thought or your mind naturally try to gravitate towards. Pay attention to that. And if it's not somewhere that's bright or encouraging or promoting of your healing, replace it, catch it, challenge it, and change it to something that's more empowering. From a CBT perspective, cognitive behavioral therapy, replace automatic negative thoughts with internal truth-based inputs. The catch, challenge, and change. You catch those thoughts, you challenge them, then you replace them and change them with the truth that's more empowering, right? Thought patterns can be rewired by simply just repeating the exposure of healthier inputs. So being able to pay attention to those negative thought patterns that you might be experiencing or going through, breaking those cycles and patterns and replacing them with something more empowering that combats it, that challenges it. So I want you to just do like a little mental audit today. Replay your thoughts. What have you been thinking? What has been ruminating? What has been floating around in there? Write down what you've been consuming in the last 24 hours. Music, social media, shows, conversations. Write down what you've been kind of playing over in your head for the last 24 hours. Circle what feeds you healing. And then cross out what feeds you the heartbreak. That's just so powerful. That's just so powerful. And then replace the one negative input with one positive one today. Example, right? Swapping out 30 minutes of scrolling for 30 minutes of journaling. Right? Or 30 minutes of prayer. Or replacing it with a 30-minute inspiring podcast. Although, yes, easier said than done, but taking the action step is one step closer to who you want to become. And I want to remind you with this. I've spoken to many people, right? Whether it's clients, sales calls, community group Zoom calls, and there's this one pattern that I see that lingers. And the pattern is, if a person doesn't take the action to change, it's not because they're not ready. Technically, yes, there's some truth to that, but it's actually because what they're experiencing isn't painful enough. Because a person will only change when their current circumstance is a lot more painful than their fear or perceived fear of change. You don't have to know where you're going. You just have to confirm that you don't like where you are and just move. I feel as though countless times we talk ourselves out of action because we second guess if the action is in the right direction. If the action takes you out of where you are now and you don't like where you are, regardless of where it takes you, it's a win. And I want you to look at it from that perspective. Stop trying to look for the right moment or the right time or the right season to move or start to heal or to find the resources and the tools to heal. Acknowledge the fact that where you are right now is where you don't want to remain. It's no longer where you want to stay. And that should be enough to say, you know what, I'm going to move. And I may not know exactly where I'm going or the full picture, but I'm just going to take that step. And maybe joining the healing community might be that step. Or maybe it's just watching these videos and taking those action steps and journaling every single day as these episodes come out. Whatever it looks like for you, because it looks different on everyone. Take that action step. Whatever your heart is tickling on, right? Your heart's whispering to you. It wants to heal, and maybe it's afraid of doing something outside of the comfort zone, but that's where growth is. Growth begins where your comfort ends. So just take those proper actions. I encourage you to do that. Now, the journal prompt for today. What are you feeding your mind daily? And how is it shaping the way you feel about yourself and your healing? So if you journal this for yourself, the question is, what am I feeding my mind daily? And how is it shaping the way I feel about myself and my healing? Are you constantly on their social media platform? Are you listening to sad songs? Are you scrolling through just sad videos? Are you scrolling through couple videos and just crying and being upset about what you missed out on or what ended? Whatever it may be, if it's not bringing you closer to healing, then it's hurting. And you don't need to cut it out. You just need to replace it. Right? Your mind is the garden of your healing. And I want you to remember that. Your mind is the garden of your healing. And if you don't plant intentionally, weeds will grow. Plain and simple. If you don't pay attention to the seeds you sow in that garden, then weeds and poison ivy and all these other things that you don't want in there are going to grow in your garden. So plant intentionally and choose wisely as to what you're feeding yourself, not just today, but every day. Every positive input, thought, action, step is a step towards your peace. And if you're looking for daily encouragement, if you're looking for accountability, if you're looking for just more structure, like I said many times before, weekly group Zoom calls, monthly webinars, and you get direct access to me. join the healing community. There's a 7-day free trial, and it doesn't hurt to try it out. It's free for 7 days. There's a free app for you to download, and you get access to it at the tip of your finger. It's an amazing place to get more resources, more modules, more tools, more journal prompts to get you back to you. And again, remember, you don't have to change the world. Just don't leave it the same. So live fully, love deeply, laugh hard, and if you can't help someone, at the very least, don't hurt them. And I really recommend starting with yourself. Until tomorrow, peace from Dees.